Welcome to JOHS Literacy Bites, where every teacher can become a literacy teacher in 5 minutes or less. Today's topic, why writing in my content area? Today's microlearning session is a continuation of part 1 in our Write On series about writing across the curriculum. So hopefully by the end of today's literacy bite, you'll have a strong understanding of how writing functions as a tool for learning, not only in general, but within specific disciplines as well. Before we begin, let's briefly review last week's learning. First, we studied how language is a fundamental aspect of what makes us human. We learned that language can be thought of as forms of input, listening and reading, and output, speaking and writing. All people use language to make meaning and apply novel concepts. Finally, we saw how writing is a powerful tool for learning. It allows students to process new information, refine their ideas, and receive feedback from their teachers. To start today, let's consider how many writing to learn strategies are used across disciplines. Whether it be in science, math, or social studies class, your typical student, as seen here, makes use of a plethora of common strategies to make meaning and process information. Such strategies include quick writes, summaries, reflections, brainstorming lists, class notes, and text annotations. You can pause the video here if you like, but take a second to think. Which of these do you often use in your instruction? However, while some writing to learn strategies are easily transferred across disciplines, it should be noted that within content areas, the types of writing also diverge. Each content area has its own specialized forms and structures, each one having its own unique style and points of emphasis. Let's see how a student may be expected to write across content areas in a single day of high school. In their career and technical education class, a student may write technical manuals or instructions, project proposals, or safety procedures and protocols. In English, students may write persuasive essays, different forms of creative writing, and literary analysis essays. In math, students may write logical proofs, theorems, and problem-solving reflections. In their health and PE classes, students might write fitness journals, dietary journals, and personal training proposals. Writing plays a key role in the sciences, where students write lab reports, research papers, and abstracts. In social studies, students compose narrative retellings of historical events, position papers, and source analyses. In the visual and performing arts, students write practice journals, theater scripts or plays, and art critiques or performance reviews. Finally, in world language classes, students write essays in the class's target language, compose letters or emails, and complete translation exercises. Furthermore, you can see how these forms of writing reflect the distinct forms of thinking that are emphasized within the content area. You may be familiar with Robert Costa's 3 levels of thinking, where different thinking processes are classified as to whether they ask students to gather, process, or apply information. While all of these thinking processes are used at times in each content area, you can see how the writing structures of each discipline evolve to complement the types of thinking emphasized within the discipline. So, in summary, several writing to learn strategies are used across content areas, including quick writes, summaries, reflections, brainstorming lists, class notes, and text annotations. However, each discipline utilizes distinct forms of writing as a means of processing and applying unique content area knowledge. These distinct forms of writing reflect the forms of thinking asked of students within each discipline. As a bridge to practice, review Costa's list of thinking processes. Which verbs best describe the most common types of thinking asked of students in your content area? And how can you use writing in your discipline to activate that type of thinking?